You're watching Samuel Goodwin on YouTube, and some days you don't really feel as motivated, as like energetic as other days, but you still want to do stuff, you still want to work on stuff, because you know, regular practice is still useful. So one strategy I have for this, I have a couple different strategies I use to get myself to do stuff, even if I don't especially feel like I'm gonna really kick a lot of butts. One of those I'm gonna do out here. One of those I'm gonna do out here at a little skate spot, which is I just have a checklist of things that I know I can do because I've done them before, and I'm just gonna go through and make sure I get at least one of each. For the newest thing, I'm gonna be a little more liberal on what counts as if I got it or not, but for the other things, it really should be that I get it because I've been doing those for more time. And we're just going to run through this list, and if I at least get through the list, then it's okay if I decide to go home and be lazy. So we'll start with that. Let's go. So they're not totally stable yet, but I can do them at least, which is better than it was a couple weeks ago. Pretty sure that was not the best looking version of that, but the fact that I did it on the first try without like stumbling and failing and having to throw it down a few times is something. It's progress. 2 in a row. I'm gonna stop there and move on to the next thing before I mess that up. Okay, that one was terrible form, but it technically counts. We'll try like a few more times, see if we can get at least a little bit better. Okay, today might not be the day we do better for now, so we're gonna move on to the rest of the list, because at least we gotta get through the whole list. You also have to remember it's hot out here. Drink more water than you normally would. Like, don't hurt yourself or whatever, chugging too much, but also, you know, drink water. Such good water. These frontside ollies are especially frustrating because I totally made a video about learning to do them like a year ago or something, and was doing them at least a little bit each time, and then I just like forgot how to do it for a good like 6 months, and I don't know what happened, but suddenly I couldn't do it. So we're working on it now, and I got to where I can do them at least once in like a half an hour, so hopefully we can get better again. But this is on the list technically, so I'm gonna try to do at least one. That counts, barely, but it counts. So, almost done. Last thing on the list is that this week I got up on top of this with a nice 50-50 grind for the first time ever. So I'm going to try to do that some more. Because this trick is more of a reach, like I just barely did it at all like this week for the first time, I'm just going to give myself like 15 minutes to just give as many tries as I can get. And it's maybe okay if I don't actually get one, and I'll say it's good for the day. Sometimes it doesn't work very well. It would be really great if the first time you learn a trick of any kind, you just had it down. Like the first time you successfully do it, that just means you have it down and you can do it for all time. Unfortunately for most tricks, that's not the case, and it doesn't really work like that. I've technically done this, but I don't really understand the difference between all the times that I fail and all the times that I succeed. You know, you're supposed to learn from failure, but that only works if you actually understand like why you failed, what happened. Sometimes it's clear I'm leaning too far back or whatever, but sometimes, I don't know, it's a little bit of dice roll. But you know, we keep trying, and sometimes you gotta tumble dodge like it's an Elden Ring boss or something. But you know, we'll get there eventually. So once you get through the list, then you can kind of reevaluate how you feel. Sometimes just getting through the list and doing anything, you get moving, you get motivated, you feel it, and you're like, oh, let's try this little variation here. Let's try this new trick, or let's try this other thing while I'm here. Or let me do something, something a little bit taller. But sometimes just finishing the list is all you needed, and you're good. And that could be okay too, because at least you did something. You got out there, you moved, and then the next time it'll be that much easier. Because like the nice thing about doing things like vaguely consistently is that you're gonna have days where it doesn't work as well, days where it works better. Maybe some trick is harder now, but it wasn't hard before, or whatever. Like the different days are gonna be different. But if you're doing it like every day, every other day, or something, you know, kind of frequent, then a bad day doesn't have to be a whole bad week or a whole bad month. It could just be this one day was not so great, and then the next day you went out again and it was better. But we're working on it. So the nice thing about doing your physical activity stuff in the morning is that you can sit around and be kind of lazy the rest of the day and not feel bad about it. So take care of yourself this weekend. You know, go do some physical activity, go for a walk at least, do something fun, get some sun on your face, get some fresh air. But, you know, watch out for this heat. Make sure you drink a lot of water, and we'll see you next week.